These are the issues on the human rights in our country, Philippines, and the number one issue is the children's rights. Philippine civil law sets out that a person can only be legally married at age 18, but this law does not apply to Muslims under another law, where a Muslim boy can marry at age 15, while a girl can be married off when she reaches puberty. And the proposed Girls Not Brides Act, passed by both houses of the Philippine Congress and now awaiting President Duterte's signature, will make it unlawful for anyone to marry a child younger than 18 years old, and make it a criminal offense to officiate such union. And according to the United Nations, 1 in 6 Filipino girls are married before age 18. And another law awaiting the president's signature would raise the age of sexual consent to 16 years from the current 12 years. And in September, the Senate passed its version of the statutory rape law after the House of Representatives passed its own version of the year before. According to legislators, the Philippines currently has the lowest age of sexual consent in Asia and one of the lowest in the world. And in 2015 study on violence against children in the Philippines, or UNICEF, said 1 in 5 Filipino children experienced their first sexual encounter at the age 13 to 17. The next one is the killing of activists or the rights defenders. The country's 52-year-long communist insurgency continued in 2021. During counterinsurgency operations against the NPA, government security forces frequently targeted leftist activists, including peasant leaders, environmentalists, human rights lawyers, and indigenous group heads, among others. And the government and military officials often red tag such individual through announcement and social media, and putting them at grave risk of attack. Then the next one is the Justice Department, or the Department of Justice, announced in 2020 the creation of a panel that would review deaths in the drug war attributed to police officers, said in September 2021. And that is now investigating 52 cases involving 154 police officers implicated in questionable killings. And this followed its admission before the United Nations Human Rights Council in February that officers failed to follow protocols during these operations. And in many cases, police made no effort to examine allegedly recovered weapons, verify ownership, or conduct ballistic examinations. The next one is the drug war killings, where in September, a pre-trial chamber of the ICC granted the prosecutor's request to open a formal investigation into alleged crimes against humanity in the Philippines from the time the country ratified the ICC's Rome Statute on November 1, 2011, until its withdrawal from the treaty on March 16, 2019. And its decision to greenlight the investigation, the pre-trial chamber stated the government's anti-drug campaign cannot be seen as a legitimate law enforcement officer operation, and the killings neither as legitimate not as mere excesses in an otherwise legitimate operation. It further said that there has been a widespread and systematic attack against the civilian population as part of the state policy. The decision echoed claims by various rights groups that between 12,000 and 30,000 people have been killed in the drug war. The government's own data shows more than 6,190 people were killed in police operations from 2016 to 2021. And the next one issue is the disability rights, where police violence against Black and Latin people with disabilities, especially people with mental health conditions, but not exclusively, continued in 2021. Partly due to the lack of community-based support services for mental crisis, the Illinois passed legislation to address the growing concern. And the last one is the women's and girls' health and rights. Lack of access to health insurance care contributed to higher rates of maternal and cervical cancer deaths than in comparable countries, with Black women dying at high rates or the higher rates. President issued the Presidential Memorandum on Protecting Women's Health on January 28, rescinding actions with Trump administration that created difficulties for women to speak freely with doctors, access health and services, and get health information. And in addition, political activists, politician officers were subjected also to unlawful killings and harassment, where some known or popular person are being obsessed or abusive, where they victimize poor person, especially the people were in lack of knowledge, like that. They have no power to attain justice. The issues on human rights are mostly found in drug war, like I said before a while back, children's right, rape, peace, and security. Where in the rape, some girls did not attain justice because of the pending cases or the slower processes, just like that. And that's all. Hope you learn. God bless.